OBS.
Alright, hey everyone, this is going to be a demo of the Stormux distribution for the Raspberry Pi, and I have the developer here with me. I think he's on mute, but I guess he'll just chime in from time to time. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, hey everybody, it's Storm here, and I'm here supervising to make sure nothing blows up.
Yeah. And this is not professionally done, so I guess we'll just see how this goes. Yeah, so this is a distribution for the Raspberry Pi computer. And I'm going to go through basically how to install it and get it running. This is available for the Pi 4 and 5. I'm using a Pi 4, so it's not going to run the best, but it should be okay. And of course, just like everything else I've done, this is based on Arch Linux. So I think for those of you that have been around for a while, you should know what that is, but it's a rolling release distribution. So you install it and basically update it until the end of time or something breaks, which can happen, though it hasn't really happened to me yet. Of course, I say that and then it does, but yeah. So you download this from the site. I downloaded it. I've already put it onto a drive. And how you do that will depend on what you're using. I'm using Windows right now, so I downloaded and extracted the file, and then I used Rufus to flash it to a so basically I'm using a USB SSD that's plugged in to my Pi, and so I've already done that. So what I should be able to do is hit some buttons and have it boot up, and you should be able to hear it. In fact, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, so I've got the mixer coming through. The other thing I should mention, and maybe I mentioned this in the other demo I did with the Pi and the gaming image, but you will need to hook your Raspberry Pi up to either a USB device or some sort of HDMI thing to get sound. Well, I guess the Pi 5 doesn't have an audio jack, but mine does because it's the Pi 4. But that will not work. So if you want to get sound out of this, sorry, you will need to do that. So I'm going to stop babbling, and I'm going to hit the power button for my Raspberry Pi. And hopefully this will just work. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, so I've got it set up, and I will hit the button, and it should come up speaking. Now I'm going to hit number 5 on my KVM to switch the keyboard over, and if you give it just a second here, it should come up. And start talking to us, because obviously this is meant for a blind
Stormux
user. Yep.
6.18.20-1- Taiwan Stormux login.
Okay, well good. Things are working as they should, at least right now. So when you boot this, you are put at a prompt, and it wants you to log in. Now, this can be a little confusing, but the way to get this going is to type Stormux,
S T O
Stormux,
X. Password.
for both the username and password. And it's not going to speak my password.
Welcome to Stormux, powered by Arch. This is loud enough.
Okay.
Press enter. Hello, and welcome to Stormux. Let's get you set up. After you press enter, you will be prompted for the sudo password. When that happens, type the word Stormux and press enter. You will not receive any speech feedback for this process. That is completely normal, and speech will return after you have typed the password. Once again, the password is Stormux in all lowercase letters. Please press enter to continue.
Okay, so I had to kind of stop it there because it was reading the prompt when I logged in, and then you would get a prompt about changing the volume. So the volume will go, the volume will increase itself, and it will keep telling you to hit enter when it's loud enough. So if your sound is turned down, it will turn it up, which is a pretty nice touch. So I just hit enter quickly to take care of that. So now we are going through the first part of setup here, and I'm going to hit enter.
We trust you have received the usual lecture from the local system administrator. It usually boils down to these three things. #1 Respect the privacy of others. #2 Think before you type. #3 With great power comes great responsibility. For security reasons, the password you type will not be visible. Sudo password for Stormux.
Yeah, I love that message. I think it's a generic I think it's a generic message when you first run things as root, but it is absolutely true. So now it wants the password. I'm just going to type Stormux, Stormux.
Would you like to switch Fenrir to laptop layout? Press Y for yes or N for no, followed by enter.
I don't want to do that because I'm using a desktop keyboard, but if you prefer the laptop keyboard commands, you can do that. I'm just going to press the letter N and then enter.
N. /dev/sta2 is only 5 gigs, which means it probably needs to be resized. Would you like to do this now? Press Y for yes or N for no, followed by enter.
Okay, this will resize the partitions. So when you flash this, the partitions from the image file are not going to be that big, and so this will resize them to use the space that you have on the drive that you're using. So I have a 256 gigabyte drive here, so it should use that space. So I hit Y.
Y. Warning. Partition /dev/sta2 is being used. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes/no. Yes information. You may need to update /etc/fstab. Resize to fs1.47.46.
Okay, so I just hit Control. It's gonna say a whole bunch of stuff. You can listen to that if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm gonna review up the screen, and to do that with Fenrir, at least in desktop layout, you use numpad 7 for previous line and 9 for next.
Shed. Stormux provides a while for the time to be if your Pi2 Mar 20 current day updating the file system on /dev/sta2 is now 67,029,418 4K blocks long.
Right, okay, so that's just okay, so now we get to the next prompt. I'm gonna read down by line.
Updating the clock to prevent certificate errors. Current date and time. 2 Mar 20. If your Pi does not have a CMOS battery and is powered off regularly, it may take a while for the time to be set correctly after boot.
It's not speaking right. I think there's line breaks or something. I'm not sure what that is.
Stormux provides a service to sync the time after internet connection is established. Shed.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know, if you get to the part of the thing where you want to start reading down and you don't want to use numpad 9 to tap it over and over again, press insert numpad 2.
So if I just do... Can I use numpad 0 or do I have to use insert?
Yeah, sorry. Numpad insert or numpad 0 is just fine.
Okay, let's try that.
Would you like the time to sync as soon as the Pi connects to the internet?
Oh, okay, yeah, so that's good to know. Okay, yeah, so it's asking me if I want to synchronize the time. I would recommend that you do this. I'm gonna hit Y.
Y.
And hit enter.
Created symlink / etc /system / multi-user.target.once / time sync at boot.service / etc.
Okay, we're just gonna stop that.
Africa.
Okay, now it's asking for the
Selection. Enter to make your navigate the page dash up, use up and down arrows or please select your array. Use up and
okay, I think it wants the region, and you can up and down through here, but apparently you can also use first letter navigation. But if I go down here, right,
Africa,
you've got Africa, America,
Antarctica, Arctic, Asia, Atlantic, Australia, Brazil, Canada.
Right, you have a whole bunch of choices. Since I'm in America, I'm gonna hit the letter A.
Africa.
Or wait, can I do A and M?
Dash Greenwich, Hong Kong, H.
Oh no, I guess not.
Mexico plus 60.
It's very minimalist first letter navigation. You can hit A to jump to the A section and then, navigate that, but it does actually make navigating huge lists a lot easier.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to hit the letter A.
Africa, America, America.
Okay.
Please select a city near you, use up and down.
Okay, choose a city near you. Now this is going to depend on your time zone.
Anchorage, Adak, Anguilla, Antigua, Uruguay, Argentina, Aruba.
Or actually, I guess this is both North and South America. Okay, so I'm going to hit C.
Dash Bahia Bandra, Campo Grande.
And then I'm going to go down.
Cancun plus Caracas, Catamarca, Cayenne, Cayman plus Chicago plus 19.
And I'm going to choose Chicago because I'm in Central Time. And this should set the time correctly.
Installing configure-Stormux. Initial setup is complete. The default passwords are Stormux for the Stormux user and root for the root user. It is highly recommended to change them. To change the password for Stormux, run. To change the password for root, run. Sudo pass for more configuration options, run configure-Stormux, or you may configure your system manually. Thank you for choosing Stormux. Stormux at Stormux $.
Okay, so that initial part is complete, and now you're basically put at the terminal, and you can do basically whatever you want with the system at this point. If you boot it, it boots into a terminal, and you basically have the complete power of the system that you can utilize. So a couple things I'm going to do first, and you don't have to do these. You can choose to do something else. I'm going to lock the root user, and I talked about this in my demo of the x86 version of this. So I'm going to do sudo, or wait,
S.
Let me do
SUDO.
Okay, I think it's PASS WD space
dash
and then the letter L, and then the name of the account that you want to lock. So in this case, I'll just do root.
ROOT. Sudo password for Stormux.
It's asking me for the password for the current user because I'm making changes. I'll just type Stormux.
Password changed. Stormux at Stormux $.
Alright, so now
Just for interest, if you're locking root, you don't have to include the name. It defaults to that by default. If you're locking someone else's password, then you would need to add the name.
okay, that is good to know too. See, I'm learning new stuff as we go too. Okay, yeah. So the root user account should now be locked. So if I try to do, let's try doing SU, and then I'll do, I think it's root.
ROOT. Password.
I'll type root. And it should.
Authentication failure. Stormux at Stormux $.
Yeah, so it's not going to let me log in as root. And you may want to do that. You may want to change the root password and keep it unlocked. And of course, if you want to change it, you just do sudo pass wd. And I would type root to target that user, but that might not even be necessary. I'm not entirely sure. But then it would prompt you to type a password, and it would set that. Let's also, just for the sake of changing things, let's also change the password for Stormux. Now, you could make another user account entirely, and you could lock this one. I wouldn't delete it. I think it's necessary for some stuff, so I wouldn't delete it. But if you wanted to make a different user, you could do that. So, well,
couple of notes. If you want to change your root password, you can certainly do it, but you need to unlock it first with passwd-u for unlock. And on the Stormux image, you can delete the Stormux user. You'll need to properly set up groups for your new user. Only on the gaming image do you never want to delete the Stormux user.
Ooh. Huh. Why?
I mean, you could do it, but if you break it, you get to keep both pieces.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's all good stuff to know. Let me change the password for my current user, so I'm just going to do
PASSWD. Changing password for Stormux. Current password.
Okay, it wants the current password. We'll type Stormux.
New password.
I'll type my long new password. And it's not going to read it, which is good.
Type new password.
That is completely normal. It is not supposed to read.
Password updated successfully. Stormux at Stormux $.
Oh, good, and I didn't make any mistakes in typing that twice. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you could do, and I'm not going to go over that because, frankly, I don't know a lot of that stuff, and this is designed to be very configurable, so you can experiment. Well, let's see. I guess the next thing I can show you is how to get this configured with some kind of graphical environment, and the convenient way to do it is with a script called configure-stormux. I'm going to type in CONF and hit tab.
Configure-stormux.
Yep, that completes it, and let's
/configure-stormux . Stormux, please select an option, change username, configure fen.
Okay, I'm going to hit control because it's going to read the whole thing. You can up and down in here.
Configure fanware. Change username. Change username.
So the top option is change username.
Configure fanware.
You can configure the Fenrir screen reader. You can change things in there.
Configure internet.
This lets you connect to a Wi-Fi network. I'm using Ethernet, but if you are not, you would boot this up. And actually, I think it has prompts that will guide you through connecting to Wi-Fi. I think it should work very similarly to the to the gaming image and the x86 one. So if you've gone through those demos, you should have a decent idea of how that works. It basically brings up a list of Wi-Fi networks. You would choose yours, hit enter, type your password, and hit enter again, and assuming you did it right, it should connect. And then I believe you hit the right you hit the right arrow to get over to quit and choose that. So there's a bunch of choices in here.
Configure screen.
Configure screen. If you have a screen connected, you can use this. And I think it sets it up so that text is displayed, or text and graphics will appear on your screen. Now, I don't even think, I don't even have a monitor plugged into this, so I'm not going to bother with that, but you can do that if you want to.
Enable Bluetooth.
This enables Bluetooth.
Install LXQT desktop.
Then you get to the different options for installing different graphical environments. I don't entirely know what LXQT is. I think it's some sort of graphical environment, but I don't know how well it works with things like Orca.
Install Mate desktop.
This is Mate. Of course, I've covered this before. And then the new thing in here,
install i3 window manager,
is i3, which is what I'm going to demo because it's less intensive on the components, and that is a good thing because this is the Pi 4 and it doesn't have that great of hardware. This is a window manager with a script that makes it more blind friendly. I think it adds a bunch of keyboard commands and things like that.
Screen reader.
You can change the screen reader in here between Fenrir and Speak Up. I actually don't know if this works. The last time I tried it, it didn't work very well. I think Fenrir is a better console screen reader in general, so I wouldn't mess with this unless you have a good reason.
Set time zone.
You can set your time zone if you didn't do that before, or you want to change it.
Get help on IRC.
I think that launches an IRC chat room, and I think if people are in there, you can talk to them.
Update configure Stormux.
This will update the script itself, so it can be updated on the fly to enhance things or fix bugs.
Update EPROM.
Update EEPROM. This basically automates updating the EEPROM on your Raspberry Pi board, which I guess is kind of like the BIOS on a BIOS, or kind of like the BIOS or UEFI on a regular computer, though I think it is a little different. I'm not totally sure how that works, but that will do that.
Convert to server.
And you can convert this to a server environment. And what does that do exactly? Because I haven't messed with it.
It removes a whole bunch of stuff, including all the accessibility stack, and sets you up for running a home-based server. It is extremely security oriented. It will require a SSH key to actually access it. It's kind of a more advanced utility. And it does have several safety guards in place for the unwary user who just presses enter on it, like, what does this do? Because you actually have to type a full sentence before it will start, and then it will not continue if you are unable to upload a SSH key, because if you were to set up SSH login and not have a key there, you would not have access to your Pi. You would have to actually reflash it.
Yeah. And you may not want to do this unless you really want to, or you have a really advanced use case. I think you could probably use it as a server like this. It may not be quite as secure, but the advantage is that it would always talk, so you could sit down in front of the actual computer and change things that way.
I would highly recommend not doing it that way. Security is extremely important for servers, especially with public internet-facing ports. If it's something like a DLNA server, then that's probably fine. But one day we should go through this again. I'll come on and help out too, and you can set up a server, and we'll set up several services.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point too. Okay, I think that's the last option.
Configure Stormux repository 100.
Wait,
Configure Stormux repository.
Okay, that's the last option. I think that sets up the repository for packages specifically well,
it sets up the Stormux package repository, which everyone should have now who wants it, so I'm probably going to remove that in a future update. Also, the configure Fenrir is most likely completely broken because all that has changed. You can configure Fenrir through the interface itself, so that one's probably going away too.
Yeah. Okay. You can also use first letter navigation, I'm pretty sure, so if I hit the letter I.
Install LXQT desktop.
Yeah, so you can.
Screen reader.
Right.
Set time zone.
You can jump around.
Enable Bluetooth.
There too. I'm gonna. Let's see. I guess I can enable Bluetooth.
Sudo password for Stormux.
And it wants my password again because I took too long explaining things. It has a timeout.
Created symlink /
and it should be back in the screen.
Configure
okay.
Enable blue install mate desktop.
For demo purposes, I'm gonna install i3.
Install i3 window manager.
So let's just choose this option.
Do you have a physical screen attached? Question. Comma.
I don't know why it says comma like that. I'm gonna hit N for no.
Settings for no screen applied. Okay.
And hit enter to accept that.
Synchronizing pack. Searching AUR for updates. Searching databases for updates. 12 packages to upgrade.
Okay, so
upgrading Harfbus.
The first thing it does is checks for
upgrading SDL3. Upgrading running post
and
3/ auto red disabled.
Press numpad enter.
Oh, just so I hit numpad 0 with numpad enter to...
That turns off speech until you turn it back on. If you press numpad enter, for the most part, unless I missed a couple of them, it will come back when it needs something from you. So if you toggle the speech back on and then press numpad enter,
enabled.
It'll go silent.
I think it's done. Okay, so you heard some progress beeps there. That tells you that it's doing
Python
something.
-6
Oh yeah, so if I just hit numpad and enter, I think, yeah, it has stopped the speech and it should come back when we get to a prompt. So the first thing it does is check for updates and install them to the base system itself. And this might take a while depending on the speed of your connection and the speed of the storage device that you're using with the Pi.
Also, if you're interested in not hearing the beeps, you can press numpad plus and it will turn them off. It toggles them on and off. You can set the default for the progress beeps in the settings file. I'm not sure if I remembered to put a setting in the quick menu for that or not, but it's definitely in the /etc/Fender screen reader /settings/settings.conf file, which is very well commented.
Okay, I think... Let's see, I think that might be asking for something or my password.
It is a non-standard prompt, which is why speech didn't come back, but if you press any key, it will.
So I just hit the control key.
Yes, no.
Let me read up the screen. There's a lot of blank space.
This will overwrite your existing /home/stormux/.zinit file. Do you want?
Okay, yeah, so this is the configuration for i38. So I'm going to hit Y for yes.
Do you want to launch i3 without an isolated D-bus session? Selecting no will keep the bus-session-launch wrapper.
Okay, I'm not totally sure what that is. I think if you just go with the default by hitting enter, you should be fine.
Yeah, and that's why I did it that way, because it's very seldom that you'll want to press no on this, but some people do. So the default is the safe option for most people. Also, if there's a bunch of blank space like that, if you use word navigation, it'll usually skip all that blank space and land you on some text.
Okay, so that's numpad 4 and 6.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter.
Use the arrow keys to find the option you want and enter to select it. i38 rat pause and mode key. Control plus T, Control plus Z, Control.
Okay, I'm going to hit control. Okay, you may have to explain this because I still don't totally get how this works. It's a key combo that you press and then you execute other commands.
I guess think of it as a layer for keyboard shortcuts. So when you activate rat poison mode, which got its name because of my previous project, which was based on rat poison, it was called Strychnine. When you press this, you go into a mode where every key on the keyboard can be assigned to launch something, like W for your web browser, F for a file manager, which we don't have installed yet. You would have to install that and regenerate your config. M will launch Mumble if it's available. P would launch Pigeon. And Escape or Control G gets out of the current mode. If you need help on a mode to figure out what keys are bound, you can press F1.
Yeah, okay, that should work. I'm gonna let's see. So you have a bunch of choices here.
Control plus Z, Control plus T.
Control T, Control Z,
Control plus Z, Control plus Escape,
Control Escape,
Alt plus Escape, Control plus Space, Super Left, Dash Super Right 100, Super Right, Super Right, Super Left.
Alright, let's go with,
Control plus Space.
I like Control Space just because it's not too hard to press with one hand. So I'm going to do this.
I3 mod key for top level bindings. Alt plus 50.
Okay. This is another mod key. You have Alt
Dash Super 100.
and Super.
Super.
Which the sleeper key is the Windows key on most keyboards.
Alt plus 50. Alt.
I'm going to go with Alt.
Do you want to use multiple keyboard layouts? Yes, no.
I do not. I'm going to hit no. So let's just hit the letter N.
How much should pressing the volume keys change the volume question? Comma, 5 comma, less okay greater less can.
Sorry, it's my phone. So if you up and down through here,
6, 7, 6.
this controls how much of a change is made when you hit the keyboard commands to change the volume. Let's leave that at 5 actually, because that gives you a pretty good
5,
granular control.
4, 3.
Oh wow,
2, 1.
you can go all the way to 1%.
Okay, cans 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's leave it at 5.
Do you want to use a braille display with Orca? Yes, no.
I have a display, but I don't think I'm going to really use it, so I'm going to press the letter N, but if you have one, you can do that.
Do you want window event sounds?
I would recommend turning this on. This will play sound effects when things happen.
Do you want to enable the i38 screen lock privacy screen only, not a secure system lock?
Okay, you're going to have to explain this one, because it's not a screen lock, I don't think. I think it's just a...
It's kind of a screen lock, but it's not quite as secure as some of them. You enter in a PIN, and then you can do... I rarely ever use this because I don't really need that sort of thing at my house, but if I remember correctly, the key binding is Rat Poison mode and then Control-Alt-L, and it will pop up a box that you have to enter in the PIN into and press enter to remove the box. That box is full screen and covers everything, so people can't just wander by and see what you're doing or try to move it out of the way with the mouse. It actually will not move at all, and it takes front and center over everything. Now, if someone knows your password, they can still switch to a console and restart your session, and it won't be there when it comes back up, which is why it's not as secure as some of them.
Yes, so I'm going to hit no, just because I don't really need it right now.
Would you like a personal mode?
This question is going away soon. Personal mode will be non-optional. It's basically where you can put your own key bindings and menu options. So when you update i38 in the future, your personal settings won't be overwritten by new changes in the main file.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm just going to hit enter.
Use the arrow keys to find the option you want and enter to select it. Personal mode key. Control plus T, Control plus Z, Control plus Z, Control plus Escape.
So we have the same list of keyboard commands.
Alt plus Escape. Super left.
Let's do Control Escape.
Alt Control plus Escape.
Again, because it's relatively easy to hit with one hand.
Control plus Escape. Save this configuration for future runs. Yes, no.
I'm gonna hit enter. I don't think it saves it, at least not right now.
Configuration saved to /tmp/tmp.skxltbgwv/i30.
Alright, I'm gonna hit control. And
Okay. To reconfigure from scratch, you can edit this file /t configuration saved to
Oh, okay, it's just telling me. Okay, I'm gonna hit enter.
Moving scripts into place and writing config. Script slash menu
And
dot
hopefully
py
this will
arrow
actually
right
work.
slash home slash stormux slash dot config slash i3 slash script slash menu dot py script slash music controller dot sh arrow right slash.
Okay, I'm gonna hit control to stop that. It played a chime, and
No. Do you want to run debugging now and send a request for help to
uh-oh, did this not work?
That's speech dispatcher being weird. I bet if you reboot, it will come up and be fine.
end of diagnostics result? Python speech dispatcher module audio systems synthesizer speech
Yeah,
dispatcher.
I'm just gonna hit N and enter.
Sorry, try again. Sudo password for
Oh, it wants my password. Okay. Let's do that.
created symlink slash etc slash system slash display dash manager dot service slash user slash lib slash system
Screen
d
reader
slash
on.
system
Welcome
slash
to
node dot service.
i38-rave.
Okay.
Left control.
Okay, well,
Welcome
actually, I
to
guess this.
i38-accessible i3 window manager. Heading 1. Block quote. No
Actually,
code.
speech dispatcher was fine.
Okay, I don't know why. Yeah, it's working just fine, and it popped up. Okay, I'm not sure what that was about. Okay, so we are launched now into the graphical environment, and it actually brings up a web page that you can read inside of Brave. So if I just use standard commands here to navigate using Orca.
Leaving block quote. Introduction to i38 heading 2. i38 is a configuration for the i3 window manager that makes it more accessible for blind people. It features audio feedback, screen reader integration, and keyboard shortcuts designed for non-visual navigation.
Now I think I can do a say all, or actually I might not
Unlike
be able
try
to.
left
Let me
control.
try. What is it? Numpad insert and numpad plus.
Insert.
I think the read all command for Orca has changed.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but yeah, so you can read through here. It is very detailed, and I think it's custom. It's customized to the choices that you made.
Coming from gnome or mate. Heading 3. If you're transitioning from gnome or mate, here are some key differences to understand :
Right. You can jump. So if I press like the letter H.
H. Basic concepts heading 2. H. Workspaces heading 3. H. Window management heading 3. H. Modes in i38 heading 2. H. Default mode heading 3. H. Default mode key bindings heading 4.
Right. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here that you can go through that I'm not going to because it's very long and detailed, and it will be different depending on your choices.
I spent all this time writing documentation.
I mean, I would encourage you to go through it and read it, but I don't think I should have it read the whole thing on here, because then this thing would be about half an hour longer, and that would be kind of ridiculous.
But ridiculous is cool.
but it is extremely useful to read. So if I go back
Left
here,
H. Default H. Modes H. Window man H. Workspaces H. Basic concepts head. Workspaces heading 3. H. Coming from gnome or if you're transitioning from gnome or mate, here are some key differences to understand : List with 4 items. Bullet. Window management. : in gnome/mate, windows can overlap freely and are typically manipulated with a mouse. In i3/i38, windows tile automatically and are primarily controlled with keyboard shortcuts. Bullet. Panels and indicators. : instead of persistent panels with menus and indicators, i38 uses keyboard shortcuts to access functionality. Bullet. Workspace navigation. While gnome/mate have workspaces that you can switch between, i38's workspaces are more central to the workflow and are accessed via dedicated keyboard shortcuts. Bullet. Application launching. Rather than using a start menu or activities overview, i38 provides keyboard shortcuts for launching applications. Leaving list. i38 has been configured to make this transition easier by providing a tabbed layout left paren, similar to browser tabs right paren, and shortcuts that may feel somewhat familiar. Basic concepts heading 2.
So I'm just hitting the down arrow key to read this. I'll go through one more section just to give you an idea.
Workspaces heading 3. Workspaces act like virtual desktops, allowing you to organize applications. You have 10 workspaces available. List with 2 items. Bullet switch to workspace : Control plus F1 through F10.
Do you remember the keyboard for read all in NVDA? Because I think they switched it to be similar for people coming over from NVDA. Isn't it like Alt down or something?
I think it's the NVDA key and down arrow. Let me see if that works. I don't think it does, but I can try.
Insert.
Nope. Of course, I forget. I think it's insert down arrow regardless of laptop or desktop layout. Yeah, I'm not sure what this layout command is in Orca, and it's driving me crazy right now.
Bullet move window to workspace : Control plus Shift plus F1 through F10. Leaving list. Gnome/mate comparison : Similar to workspaces in gnome/mate, but with dedicated keyboard shortcuts rather than overview modes or workspace switchers. Window management heading 3.
And it goes on and on and on. Let's see. Now I'm pretty sure if you close this, can you get back to it? I think you can, but I forget what the keystrokes are.
I believe it's Alt-Shift F1. Let me just verify that real quick.
I mean, I guess you could keep this open for as long as you want, but I think the next time you boot, it won't. Well, it might actually come back up if you restart Brave, because I think Brave will...
No, it only comes up the first time. If you close the window normally and it doesn't crash, it won't restore the page. But yeah, it's Alt-Shift F1. And that's because it's in default mode.
Okay, yeah, so if I hit Alt F4, that sound tells you that the window has closed. And actually, I don't think there's anything on the screen now. So it's Alt-Shift F1. Let's see if that works.
Welcome to i38. Welcome to i38 accept.
Oh, yep, I think it just brought it back up.
Block quote. Note : This help guide has been tailored to your left control.
Yeah, so if you ever get lost or you want to come back to this, just hit Alt-Shift F1 and it will bring this back up. Let's see, I'm trying to think what else to demo here. There's a bunch of different things that you can do.
Close all tabs. You have 2 tabs open. Don't ask me again. Cancel tab. Close all but return.
Okay, we'll just close out of that. If I hit like Control Space and then W for web browser.
W. Welcome to i38. Welcome to i38 accessible i3.
Oh, okay, I guess it did remember.
List with i3wm.org/docs/left control.
Yeah, okay, I guess it did remember the page I was on, because that's a Brave feature. That you can turn off if you don't want it. But, like, I could go to...
address and left control.
Let's see, let's do Alt-D, and let's go to... I don't know, how about...
9TOFILINUX.9 to CM return address and search left control. Loading. Please wait. Skip to content. Link. 9 to 5 Linux. Image.
And here we are on this site, and of course, you can browse it and do anything that you
9 to
want.
5H. Leaving banner. Main content. Header. GNU Nano 9.0 CLI text editor released with new features and improvements. Link heading 2.
So yeah, you can do things like that. If you have multiple windows open, you can Alt-Tab between them. So let's see. What else can I open here?
Left.
To Control Space, and I'm gonna actually hit F1 because I'm not totally sure what all the commands are, and this is good to know too. Generally, if you get into these modes, you can hit F1 for help.
F1. I38-rat poison mode help frame. Read only text.
And if I just go down here,
Because of the way
End
YAD
of poison
works,
mode left control.
you gotta hit Control Home.
Rat
Yeah.
poison mode left control.
yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, so hit Control Home to get to the top.
Blank. Enter rat poison mode with your configured escape key, then use these shortcuts : blank. Number rat poison mode key bindings help bound to F1. Key : F1 exec I38-help-RP.
Right, that's the help command.
Number terminal emulator bound to C.
Okay, yeah, so if you hit the letter C after hitting, say, Control Space, that should bring up a terminal, or you can type in commands.
Key : C exec I3-sensible-terminal. Number text editor bound to E. Key : E exec. Number email client bound to Alt plus E. Key : Alt plus E exec. Number web browser bound to W. Key : W exec/usr/bin/brave. Number kill window bound to K. Key : K kill.
Actually,
Key : number keyboard based volume controls with pulse audio. Key : Alt plus Shift plus 0 exec pactal set -sync -volume at default line sync at +5% and play -qng synth 0.03 syn 440.
Okay, I think that changes volume, or it sets it back to a default. I'm not sure.
Key : Alt plus Shift plus 9 exec pactal set -sync -volume at default line sync at -5% and left control. Number music player controls.
Okay, so I think if I hit Escape,
Escape. 9 to 5 Linux.
and then I hit Control Space, what is it? Alt Shift 9. Right. That's turning it down. And Alt Shift 0 turns it back up. Let's hit the letter E.
E. No more entries.
Okay, I don't... Wait, did that actually load something?
2 hours ago link. 1 comment left.
Okay, actually that probably didn't work because I don't think I have a text editor configured in here.
Header. Raspberry left.
Wait, let me see.
Address list with left escape.
What the heck?
Tab new tab about tab all tab new
Oh, so I'm in the Brave
escape, address and search escape.
Interface. Let me try that again.
E.
Yeah, you don't have a text editor yet. You know how I said exec/usr, or just exec equals, I think? That means there's nothing there for it to use. I probably need to add better safeguards there, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes you might run this and it doesn't have a program to run, and so it doesn't do anything.
Escape.
Yeah, so if I hit Escape, that will take you out of a particular mode. Control, so I set Control Escape as the personal mode.
Left.
Though I don't think it does anything because I haven't put anything in here, and I'm not totally sure how to use this.
It does have a help key.
F1. I38-personal mode key bindings. Blank. Press Control plus Escape to enter personal mode, then use these shortcuts :
And just as an aside, I like playing I like playing with the sound cues. It's stupid, but it's funny. So
Hours and hours of coding just for a soundboard.
yeah, so you can press the keys to go in and out of these modes, and it'll play the sound effects.
Blank key colon F1 exec I38 dash help dash personal.
Right, that's help.
Key colon escape mode quote default quote. Key colon control plus D mode quote default quote.
Yeah, I don't think it has any keyboard commands in here
End
right
of
now.
personal
So
mode
the
help. Press escape. 9 to 5 Linux dash Linux news reviews
right,
tutorials
and now
and more dash brave. Address and left
right,
control.
and now I'm back in Brave.
Honestly, we could do an entire segment on I-38 itself.
Yeah.
There's so much to go over. Would you like to show off Via Voice?
Oh gosh. I don't know, just because it doesn't run very well on this Pi I have. It runs like garbage.
It is a little slow on the 4. A little slow.
Yeah.
But everything's a little slow on the 4, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and this takes a while to comprehend. It still kind of confuses me, but that's because I'm used to a traditional desktop environment. But if you master these keyboard commands, it is much more efficient, because you can jump around and do things extremely quickly. And I guess we could do an entire thing on this if people want that. But what else would you want to cover? Because, I mean, at this point, the system is mainly configured, and from here you can do whatever you would like to. I thought, wasn't there a panel to do things like power off? I forget how you get into that now.
Control Alt Tab.
Okay, yeah, so let's actually...
And it also has a help key for F1.
Yeah, so...
Close all tabs you have. Don't tab.
Alright, I'm
Close all
going to
buttons.
close Brave.
Return.
Alright, now if I hit Control Alt Tab, you hear that sound?
Escape.
And yes, I can do...
Escape. 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 Left. Control left. Escape.
See, look.
Escape. Left. Escape.
Except the speech is a little is a little distracting reading like that, but yeah, you can.
You've turned all my work into a fidget spinner. I hope you're happy.
It's a toy. Yeah, it's a fidget spinner. It's fun to mess with for about a minute, and then I get tired of it. I'm like, this is dumb. But it is kind of funny. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Control Alt Tab, and let's hit F1.
F1. I38
To bring up the
left
help.
Control panel mode key bindings.
All right, Control Home to get to the top.
Blank. Press Control plus Alt plus Tab to enter panel mode. Then use these shortcuts: blank. Number panel mode key bindings help bound to F1. Key colon F1 exec I38 dash help dash panel.
Right, that's the help command.
Number weather information bound to W.
You can check the weather.
Key colon W exec number magic wormhole bound to Shift plus W. Key colon Shift plus W exec wormhole.
Yeah, I think this is a graphical version of Magic Wormhole, which is a command line utility for transferring files between computers.
Number system information bound to S. Key colon SM. Number simple notes system bound to N. Key colon N exec notes.
And some of these may or may not work, because I think they rely on having specific packages installed.
Number password manager bound to M. Key colon. M exec pass manager. Number Bluetooth bound to B. Key colon. B exec Lumen dash manager.
Right, that's for Bluetooth.
Number detailed battery information bound to Shift plus B.
This computer does not have a battery, so it's not going to work.
Key colon. Shift plus B. Number power options bound to P. Key colon. P. Number exit panel mode without any action. Key colon. Escape mode quote default. Key end of panel key colon. Control plus G mode quote default quote.
Right, or you can use escape or Control G to quit without making changes.
Escape.
But if I... Let's see, let's hit Control Alt Tab. Let's hit W for weather.
W. I-38 weather monitor. Read only weather for Houston, Texas.
It automatically picks up your location.
Last updated colon. Just now. Blank. Current conditions. Temperature colon. Degrees F. Conditions colon. Clear sky.
Wait.
Temperature colon. Degrees F.
Looks like you found a bug there.
Yeah, it's not telling me the number.
Conditions,
I've heard
colon,
people
clear
report
sky.
that, but I can't reproduce it, so I don't know why or how it's actually broken.
Humidity
This is
colon,
actually the first time I've seen
70%.
it in action.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Wind speed colon. MPH. Blank. 3-day forecast.
Yeah, so you've got a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Escape.
Let's do one or two more. So if I do Control Alt Tab and then P.
B. I-38. Power off. Tree level 1 shut down the system.
If you up and down through here,
Reboot. Log out. Power. Reboot.
let's do a
Restart the system.
let's do a reboot. I'm gonna hit Enter.
Return. I-38. Yes button.
It's prompting me if I want to do it.
Return.
Let's hit it again. And unless we broke something, it should come back up. Just give it some time. If I had the Pi 5, I'm sure it would boot faster. But if I'm going to get another Raspberry Pi, it's going to be the Pi 6. Because the performance improvements will be that much better.
Screen reader on.
Yep, so you heard it load Orca and Fenrir. This does log in by default. Yep, so I'm back in here, so I can go.
W.
Let's open up Brave.
9 to 5 Linux news, reviews, left control.
And there's the site that
Finished load.
I was last
Shift to
on.
content. Finished loading 9 to 5 Linux left control.
Oh yeah, what was the other thing that's probably important? If you hit Control Space and then apostrophe.
Left. Tick. I-38 frame. 9 to 5 Linux news, reviews.
This will list things in a list view. I think it lists all your open windows. So like if I...
Escape. 9 to 5 left control.
Let's do that, and let's also run the graphical interface for Magic Wormhole. So I'm going to hit Control Alt Tab and Shift W.
Left W. Magic Wormhole GUI frame. Main page tab.
Now if I tab around here.
Send button. Receive button.
Right. Now I can Alt Tab.
Left all. Skip to Magic Work. Skip to content link. 9 to 5 left
Right,
content
so
banner. 9 to 5 Linux link.
I'm
Left
inside
parent
Brave.
page left. Magic Wormhole GUI frame. Main page tab.
Right,
Left
so
control.
you can toggle between things that way. If I go, let's do Control Space and apostrophe again.
Left. Magic tick. Magic Wormhole GUI. Main page tab. Receive button. I-38 frame. 9 to 5 magic wormhole GUI.
So you can go here.
9 to 5 return. 9 to 5 Linux new. 9 to navigation.
Yep, so
list with 8 item. Left control.
if you find it easier to navigate through your programs in a list, you can do it that way, or you can hold down Alt and hit Tab just like you would in general.
The other important thing about that is it will find the window no matter what workspace it's on. So if you've lost your window and you need to find it, for example, on your current window, press something like Control-Shift F6.
Move to workspace 6. Magic wormhole.
So now
Main
that's in
tab.
workspace
Repeat
6,
left control.
and you might forget that. So if you do Alt-Tab now, it's not going to find that window.
Nope,
left
let's see.
alt. Magic wormhole. Magic
Yep,
wormhole.
nope.
Left control.
But if you do the window list, it'll be in there, and it will jump you to it no matter where it's at, on which workspace. Or if it's in the scratch pad even.
That's good to know. What is the scratch pad?
It's like a temporary workspace that's kind of hidden and away from everything else. It's very isolated. I don't really use it all that much. I just added it for the sake of completeness to be able to move around in the scratch pad and stuff. But yeah, if your desktop, your workspaces are too cluttered, you can actually use another one, which is the scratch pad.
Huh. Yeah, so if I hit Control F6.
Left workspace 6. Navigation. List with
Well, it's
8
got some
items.
cool
Left
sounds.
Control. Left workspace 5. Workspace 4. Workspace 3. Workspace 2.
Oh, wow.
Workspace 6. Workspace 7. Workspace 8.
Yeah, so the sound effects will pan to the left and right, which is pretty cool.
Workspace 9. Workspace 10.
Yeah, I guess you just have 10 of them. So now I'm in 10 and it's blank, right? I don't have anything in here. If I bring up the list of windows,
I-38. 9 to magic wormhole GUI. Return. Magic wormhole GUI. Main page tab.
right? So
Receive button.
yeah, so it has jumped me back over here. So that is pretty cool too. What
There's
else?
also the Run dialog and the Applications menu.
Yeah, okay, I guess we should cover those two. So the run dialog is Alt F2, just like it would be in Mate.
Left. Magic wormhole GUI. Main page tab. Receive button. I-38 frame. Text.
Right, and you can run commands, so like, let's do
O. R.
Orca
C. A. Space.
dash R.
R. Return. Main page tab. Receive button. Screen reader on. Magic wormhole
So that
GUI.
just,
Left control.
That restarts Orca, or if I want to quit it,
Left. Magic wormhole GUI.
we'll do this again.
O. R. C. A. Space dash.
I think it's dash Q.
Q. Return. Main page tab. Receive button.
And I
Wormhole code panel. Transfer progress panel. Read on left.
I think they
control.
broke that.
well, okay, I guess it doesn't work.
Insert. Copy code button.
I was trying to turn off Orca so I could play with the sounds. No, it's terrible.
I'm going to have to sit down and write you a fidget spinner one day.
No, I really don't like those. Those are kind of dumb, but a fidget spinner. Oh no.
I'll even dedicate it to you. I'll call it Chris's fidget spinner.
Oh jeez. Yeah, so you can run commands like commands to execute programs. I don't know if it'll do terminal commands. Does it? Well, I don't think it does general terminal commands. Does it?
It does
Or-
most things. Like if you can run it with /usr/bin, it will, and it's a bit smart. It will open up a website if you type in a web address. I worked on this thing. Like I tried to get it as good as possible. There were some interesting bugs in the early days. There may be interesting bugs now, who knows? But yeah, if you enter in, I think it can actually handle files too. It falls back to XDG open. So if you have some sort of file that has a registered application with it, and you just type in the path to the file, it should open.
Okay. Let's see. What else? If you hit, I think it's Alt and Enter.
Left magic wormhole GUI. Main page tab. Copy code button. Stormux at Stormux :tilde frame. Page tab. Left bracket Stormux at Stormux tilde right bracket dollar. Left bracket Storm left control.
We are using a terminal. So if you want to do terminal things in here, you can. Of course, close these out. Of course, if you hit Control Alt and F1 through F6,
Stormux 6.18.
You can switch back to a console and do things that way. If you don't want this to start automatically and you just want it to come up to a terminal, you would run the same commands that I've talked about before, and disable the no DM service. That's systems CTL disable NODM. And then, of course, you'd have to start it. I guess that's about it, unless there's something else that you
the
want
Alt
to cover.
F1 applications menu. Alt F1.
Oh, yeah. Let's actually do that, because that's important. So if I go back over here, let's hit Control Alt F7 and hit Alt F1.
I-38 application menu. About XFCE. Tree level 1.
So you can...
Amahi SSH server browser. Amahi Bluetooth adapt. Bluetooth manage. Brave. Icon browser. LX terminal dot. Notifications. QTV4L2 test utility. QTV4L2 vid. Vim. YAD setting.
Now, there's not a whole lot of stuff on here.
The Bluetooth adapters.
Oh, yes. So you can use first letter navigation in here.
Bluetooth Brave.
So if I want to
Return.
bring up Brave.
New tab dash Brave. Address and search bar autocomplete search Brave or type a URL.
And there's
This
Brave.
one's a little more fancy. You can actually type more than just first letter navigation in this. You can start typing what you want, and it'll shorten the list.
Okay, that is good to know too. Let's see. Should we? Well, I don't know if. I'm trying to think. What else? Maybe talking about how to update this. Though. That might be better served with a dedicated.
Yeah. Once I get things reorganized, because right now it saves this in /tmp, so it goes away, and since we added the persistent saving for settings, it might be better to move it into a permanent location. So I got a lot of rewriting to do, and then we can go over how to update it and all that sort of stuff. Maybe if we do a dedicated I-38 video at some point.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, because I guess if not, we should probably cut this short, just because we could go for hours and hours, and it would, well.
Yeah, I think we've did a pretty good basic introduction. I guess you could do an outro of like 5 minutes of playing with the sounds.
Oh, jeez, no. No, that's just ridiculous.
Have fun with your fidget spinner. I actually had a fidget spinner with a Bluetooth speaker in it. It was awesome. You could like put some metal on and twirl it, and it would sound all chorusy and weird and stuff.
That actually does sound kind of cool for about for about 2 minutes and then be like, okay, that's enough there. Yeah, I don't really like those. That is pretty funny. Uh, uh, um, but yeah, I think that's about it for this demo. I've gone through how to configure it, some basic usage of i38. If you want to use a different desktop environment, then you would obviously use the commands that pertain to that. Let me close out of here. And let's turn this off.
B. I38. Remove. Power off. Return. I38.
Power off.
Yes button.
I'm gonna hit yes.
Return.
And that should turn off the Raspberry Pi.
And I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing all these videos, the games and the software. I really appreciate it. You always do such a great job. It means a whole lot. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to, and I hope it, I mean, I guess people find this stuff useful because I've gone up to 2,000 subscribers, so yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's been great. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and of course, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, and if you want us to do anything else, just let us know. I'm going to turn off the power on the Pi. Let me do that real quick. There we go. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool. This is, to my knowledge, the only accessible way to put Arch Linux on the Raspberry Pi. Because I think it's a pretty convoluted process if you want to do it yourself.
You can do it accessibly, but it is a lot more involved and a lot more reading of how to do things. And then probably the best way to do it would be to use QEMU to boot into the system and install things like the screen reader and set up stuff. So you can do it from your actual computer, but you can't just throw it on the Pi and go like you can with Stormux.
No. Well, I mean, I think it'll boot, but it doesn't load a whole lot of stuff, and yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, I don't think Arch is necessarily the best place to go for a brand new user, but this definitely makes things significantly easier. So yeah, I guess having said all that, that is going to be it. Wait, let me go back over here.
Stop recording.
And yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed, and let me know what you want me to do in the future. If you want more content on this stuff. But yeah, and until next time, you guys take care. Bye.
Stop recording button.